Hey guys, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for watching. What is good, guys? I am Jade if you're new here, and welcome to my live. How na day? What's going on, guys? So today I wanted to bring you guys an update with regards to the Davido situation. I have two updates. Actually it's one update, like two stories wrapped up in one that I wanted us to discuss today. First, we're going to be talking about the development that has happened on account of this whole situation. There's been an update from the Nigerian police and what they are saying and how they are proceeding forward with the situation. And then we are also going to be discussing Fela's son, Mr. Is it Sheun Kuti? I know his name, don't ask me. I know I'm just being shady here. So we're going to be
I
discussing
make posts
Mr. Sheun Kuti
about
and how he put his foot in his mouth recently and what he said that got Nigerians really, really upset with him. So those are the two things that we are going to be discussing on this live show. So let's start. First of all, there is an update from the Nigerian police, and the update is basically that when it was first announced that the Nigerian police have taken in all of Davido's staff, when they first announced that all Davido staff have been brought in for questioning, and they were going to be thoroughly investigated, and the ones that they found to be innocent or whatever, or who didn't need further interrogation, will be left. And that's subsequently what they did. They brought all the staff into the station for questioning. And so after, I believe it was more than 24 hours that they kept them there, right? So after all the investigation, they decided to let 6 of them go. And then they are now holding the chef and the nanny. So they are holding the chef and they are holding the nanny. They want to interrogate them further. So they haven't really said if this a direct arrest or if this is just further questioning. They haven't said for certain that they are arresting them yet. So this is what I got from Linda Ikeji. Shout out to Linda Ikeji. And so this is an update to the story. It says the Lagos State Police Command has detained 2 of the 8 domestic staff of singer Davido invited for questioning over the demise of his 3-year-old son, Ifeanyi. The toddler unfortunately drowned in his father's Banana Island apartment on Monday, October 31st. Recall that LIB had reported on Tuesday that 8 of the domestic staff were invited for questioning. Speaking to LIB, the spokesperson of the Lagos State Police Command, Benjamin Hundeyin, said following serious interrogation, 6 of the domestic staff have been released while the chef and the nanny have been detained. So this makes sense because, anyway, let me keep reading. It says, recall that a source close to the heartbreaking incident told LIB that the nanny was with Ifeanyi and the chef came to join them. The nanny was said to have moved slightly away to receive a call. When she returned, she couldn't find Ifeanyi and assumed that Ifeanyi was with the chef. But the chef said he had left Ifeanyi with her meaning the nanny. They began to frantically look for Ifeanyi all over the house for close to 20 minutes until a security guard spotted him in the pool. No one could explain how the boy got in the pool. Davido and Chioma were said to have returned from the trip to the devastating news. So it's now a case of finger pointing, right? What do you guys think about this? I want to hear your thoughts. What do you guys think about this finger pointing? It's like the chef is pointing the finger at the nanny and the nanny is pointing the finger at the chef. Oh, I thought I left her with you. Oh, I thought I thought I left him with you. Oh, I thought he followed you. But my opinion on this is this. Okay? Like I have always said from the very beginning of this story, everybody, as you can see, everybody in that house had their job. Like I have seen comments from people saying that, oh, why does he have all these many people, working for him? Please remember that they all don't stay in the same place. They all have various duties that they do. When they say 8 domestic staff, it doesn't mean that all of them are positioned or in the house, inside the house. There is the guard, there is the car wash guy, there is the cleaner of the house, there is the cook, there is the nanny, there is the errand person, there is this and there is that. Okay, there is maybe the, what is it called, the PA. There's so many people. So it's not like every single one of them are stationed inside the house. They all have a duty. They all have a responsibility. They all have where they are positioned, where they do their job from. So it makes sense because he has a lot of he's a busy man. That's the reason why rich people will continue to be. A friend of mine once asked me this question one time and said, rich people, they don't eat, they don't worry about eating. This is what somebody said to me, my friend. They don't worry about who's going to cook, they don't worry about cooking, they don't worry about grocery shopping, they don't worry about this. And they focus on their time on just creating, inventing, or whatever. I say, yeah, because they have enough money to hire all those people. They have enough money to hire helps. They have enough money to hire even me, small me, where you did for here. I can't remember the last time that I went grocery shopping by myself. I can't remember the last time. It's been a long time that I went grocery. I believe I started relegating my grocery shopping duties to Instacart once the panorama started, and I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to go there because whenever I would go to the store, I would get sick. I never told anyone this. I never told you guys this, but the people that are in my life, they knew this. I will get sick, So at some point, I'm just like, okay, I'm not even going to do it anymore. And so I subscribed to Instacart. And now anything I want, I just go on Instacart app and then I just pinpoint whatever I want. Within 2 hours, they'll have my stuff delivered to me. Like, I don't even worry about that anymore, And if they don't give me the best things or good things, I'll mention it in my review when I'm reviewing them. Okay, so I can remember sometimes I'll be here doing live and I'll tell you guys to hold on because my grocery delivery just came. I don't do that anymore. And this is like just me way just small me as I reach. So, I'm not a millionaire or whatever. So what, let alone somebody that makes millions in dollars or billions. So they're not going to think about cooking. They're going to think about what they're going to do. All they need to do literally is to wake up in the morning, change the clothes on their back, jump into shower, and then the clothes that they're going to wear is already lined out for them for that day. And then they will go, put on their clothes, go to the kitchen where the food is already ready, prepared. They'll eat, you know, sometimes they drive themselves, sometimes they have drivers, and they are off. They don't care about anything that happened. So it's not like all of these Davido staff were all inside. They all had their duties, they all had their functions in the house. So to me, that's not an argument. So like I was saying, it makes sense for them. So like I was saying, they are now started, it makes sense that they have a lot of people working for them, and they were all brought in for questioning. And the two that were most likely to know something about the kid were kept, and the rest of them were let go. Basically, I saw a comment and somebody was saying, why did the guards not see or something? Like, nobody was anticipating that baby Ifeanyi was going to do that. It was already almost around his bedtime. Nobody thought that was happening. Nobody thought, no, I don't think anybody had anticipated that the boy was going to run out of the house and then go and jump in the pool. People need to use their sense. And sometimes some of these comments will be coming from people that are supposed to know better. it really irks me, honestly. That's why you see me in the comment section sometimes fighting some people, like, because I don't have time for that. Okay, so now it's become, in my opinion, I think it has now become a situation of finger pointing. This one is pointing finger at this, and this one is pointing finger at the other one. This one is saying, you were the one, I left this boy with you. And the other one is saying, no, when I left to make a phone call, the boy was with you, blah, 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 blah. But my thing is this, again, which brought me back to my long tangent about staffs and their duties or whatever. Every single person in Davido's house had a duty. They all had their functions. They all had what they did in that house. Otherwise, they would not be there. So whether the nanny is pointing finger at the chef, oh, I left him with you, and the chef is saying, no, I left him with you. At the end of the day, and I know this, before you come for me, before you say, oh, stop judging. Like, I am so tired of you people saying stop judging. Like, what you guys are saying doesn't even make any sense, honestly. If this was happening to you, would you come and say, don't judge or don't blame the nanny? You will not say that, too, because you are unaffected by this. All of a sudden, you have this empathy. You want to feel sorry for this nanny. If this had been your child that drowned under the care of a nanny, would you be saying, oh, let's not blame the nanny, na 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 na? This is why some of you are so unrealistic and so fake. The things that you will not tolerate, the things that you will not accept, if it happens to you, you all of a sudden want to be, oh, the moral compass leader who wants to say it's completely fine, let's forgive, let's do this and let's do that. When you know in your heart of hearts, if this had happened to you, you never would have accepted it. Okay, whether Davido and Choma like to travel from Kafancha to Timbuktu to whatever, the point of the matter is, whenever they will leave the house, they left their son under the care of a staff that they were paying. I don't care what you think of them. If you think they are bad parents, if you think they are whatever. Some people have said, oh, they should have like a guard. It doesn't matter. Like, that is why I would never, ever, ever be okay with this. It doesn't matter whether Davido should have used more protective, whatever. It doesn't matter. That child, that woman, that nanny was there because of that boy. That's why he was paid. That's why they did not make him the nanny and the cook. That's why they did not make him the nanny, the cook, and the cleaner. That's why they had different staff for different functions, so that the nanny can keep an eye on the boy 24/7. If you are a parent, and you have 3 kids and you're doing all these things by yourself, your children, it is very, very normal. I wouldn't even blame you. God forbid something like this happen. I will never blame a parent, because you don't have all the staff that Davido had. You are probably the only one doing the cleaning, doing the cooking, doing the watching over your kid, doing the laundry, doing everything else that is in the house. So it makes sense that every now and then you will lose sight of your son or your daughter or where they are. It makes perfect sense that will happen every now and then, because you are just one person. You have already spread yourself so thin by being everywhere around the same time, by cooking, cleaning, doing all these other house chores, in addition to being a mom and keeping an eye on your child. So you are already spread so thin. So if at some point during the day, one of your children or 2 of your children step away and you didn't see them, and you find them doing something that they were not supposed to do, or they break something or something happened to them, Jade, can actually compare. I can actually feel sorry for you. I can 100% understand that just because this thing happened to your child does not mean that you are not a good mom, or that you didn't do what you needed to do. It just means that because you as one person cannot be in so many different places at a time, and so there was no oversight, and your son or your daughter left you and went and did what they did. But we are talking about a situation where there is a chef in the house, there is a cook in the house, chef and a cook, they're the same thing. There is a chef in the house, there is a cleaner in the house, there is a nanny, and that nanny is supposed to keep that the nanny only had one job in that house. Like I said, if Davido wanted to be cheap or whatever, or if Davido felt like, the nanny could have handled it, they probably would not have hired all these other domestics in the house. They probably would have settled with just the housekeeper being the nanny and being everything else. But that's not what happened here. The nanny only had one job, and that one job was looking after baby Ifeanyi. So I could never excuse it. Just like those of you that are trying to make excuses for this nanny in saying that, oh, the nanny is just one person, blah, blah, blah. Just like you would never, if you had 8 staff in the house doing different things in the house, you will never excuse when something bad happened to your son and the nanny that was hired to look after that son was nowhere to be found and something happened. You will never tolerate that. You will never accept that nonsense. So please, what you cannot tolerate, what you cannot take for yourself, do not feed it to somebody else. Don't do that, because it's disingenuous. Okay? It's disingenuous to do that. It's disingenuous. So this one says, does that mean that nanny can't even use the restroom? Are you even here? Like, you're always leaving the most ridiculous comments. If the nanny wants to use the restroom, how about you give communication, give clear communication, and say to the chef or to the housekeeper or whatever, I need to go to the bathroom. Keep an eye on baby Ifeanyi. What both of them are saying now is that, oh, I didn't know, I thought the baby was with you. The other one is saying, I thought the baby was with you. There was no clear communication. You cannot just go because you want to go. No, nobody's saying you can't go to the bathroom. You have to be very, very intentional. Go take the child to the next staff and say, I am going to use the restroom. Keep an eye on this boy. Let there be clear communication. Make sure that the person that you're leaving the child with knows that you left the child with him or with her. Not just walking away and then expecting that the person has some kind of telepathic mind to read whatever it is that you are saying in your mind. Because right now, both of them are confused and saying, oh, I thought the baby was with you. The other one is saying, I left the baby with you when I went to take a phone call. So please, stop that. You want link, Mirabelle? Let me send you a link. So don't do that. Let's not do that at all. Let's not pretend, because if this was happening, I don't know, some of you just want to believe whatever you want to believe, even when it doesn't make any sense. I don't like that. I have very, very short attention span for people who intentionally pretend as if they don't understand what's going on. So who says she cannot go to the bathroom? Nobody is saying that, but make sure that there is clear communication. I'm going to use the bathroom. Keep an eye on Ifeanyi. I will be back. So please, Mirabelle, I have sent you a link. Let's stop acting as if, this was such an unavoidable accident. It was not unavoidable. It was not unavoidable. This whole thing could have been avoided if everyone had just communicated with each other, if everyone had cared enough to do their job. Obviously, in my opinion, this is not the first time that this nanny had done this. They have done this in the past and she had gotten away with it in the past. So she felt, okay, let me quickly do this again. It's so funny that because something is not directly affecting you, you think you can come here and make excuses for don't do that. Because if now you, Mirabelle, this thing is here, we can see your face. Do you mind? We can see your face. I know you didn't like it the other time. I know you. Do you mind? Is that okay? Can I let you in? Okay, good. Okay.
I was already busted, like, wait, okay.
Right.
Why turn it off? You already said something, like, okay, that's fine.
Right.
But yeah, oh, wow. I don't even know what to say.
I know.
I really feel like there's a lot more questions than answers. Um, one question would be for me is, what was the where is the pool located? I know I guess it's outside the house, but does it have a? I'm sure if it's outside the house, there's a back door that it's usually closed. There's a door that's usually closed, and that person that was saying the nanny cannot go use the bathroom. She's been watching the child for this long, for a very long time. I'm sure she's not been holding her pee for how many years or how many
Exactly.
months. I'm
Exactly.
sure she used the bathroom. I'm sure she did other things. I'm sure she was able to, do stuff while she had the child.
Mm-hmm.
The thing, like you were saying, Miss J, the thing is that communication. The fact that someone is saying, I thought.
Right.
No,
Right.
she never said, from the report we're seeing, she never said, I told you, you know, to watch after the baby while I go do something real quick. Whatever that something is a whole different conversation,
Right.
But
Right.
and I'm from the scenario, I'm assuming that all those people were very familiar with each other, and maybe they help out each other in their different chores.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing, maybe seemingly because they're very comfortable in the home and around each other. It's a bad thing because people become complacent, people become negligent, people
Mm-hmm.
forget what they're paid for, and they just, you see gate man chatting with,
Right.
like
Right.
in the movies, you see gate
Right.
man chatting with house girl
Mm-hmm.
chatting with, gardener, and they're all chit
Mm-hmm.
chatting. That's why I said it's a good and a bad thing, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
speculating based on just the scenario. So
Mm-hmm.
if the chef said, "Oh, I came in with with her and the nanny in there," so I can come to the assumption or the conclusion that they were always, friendly around each other. The
Mm-hmm.
domestic staff, some closer than others to each other.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem always would remain the fact that it doesn't matter how you guys have been doing it. If a child is under your care, you're primarily responsible when the parents are not there. So this child is primarily your responsibility. Now, the child definitely could be secondarily other people's responsibility, because there's no way you're going to say, okay, I'm a cook, I'm a chef, I'm a gardener, I'm a this, I'm a that, and I clearly see a child walking into danger
Right.
and not help
Right.
the child because it's
Right.
not my primary responsibility.
Right.
That's
Right.
also stupid. You cannot say,
Right.
I'm not a firefighter, so I'm going to see a fire burning, and
Right.
not do anything to help
Right.
out. So
Right.
that's also a conversation. However, though, like we're saying, if the chef is saying, oh, I came in, you guys were together, and the nanny left thinking the chef is gonna hold on to the baby, and the chef left thinking, oh, maybe she went outside, she's coming right back. I'm really, really almost pretty sure that when he left, of course she left before him, so he could not have seen her. So when
Mm-hmm.
he probably left, he just thought, she's coming right back.
Right.
And unfortunately this happened.
Right.
And that's why I was also saying the fact that if she had designated the child to the chef and say, you know what, I'm about to leave to go do A, B, or C, can you keep an eye on the baby? Now, if anything happened to the baby, that's his prerogative, because at that point she designated her responsibilities to someone else that
Yep.
accepted to take care of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But if she's not communicating that clearly, if she's not designating, if she's just walking away and assuming he's gonna be responsible for
Mm-hmm.
that, then
Right.
that's a failure on her part, and that failure has cost a life. And
Right.
someone somehow have got to take responsibility. People still get penalized even when it's manslaughter. So that's accidental, right?
Right.
Negligence. People
Right.
still get charged with negligence,
Right.
abandonment, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And it's just so sad because then again, I'm one of the people that empathize with the situation. I empathize with the nanny because I'm sure She wishes, she wishes this does not happen. She wishes she could take that in the hands of time,
Right.
but wishes are not hers.
Right.
And this stupidity has led to the loss of a life. And someone has got to take responsibility for it.
Yeah.
And the fact that all of these 8 staffs were taken into custody, or like taken for questioning, and 6 people were released and 2 were held back,
Mhm.
shows that those 2 people, first of all, the nanny, it's her responsibility, no question, she should be asked more questions.
Mhm.
Now the other guy put himself in the scene. He admitted, to
Right.
being there.
Right. Right. Right.
He admitted to the nanny walking away while he was there.
Right.
The rest of the people that were allowed to go, prob you know probably, were not even around that environment, or were
Right.
not,
Right.
did not
Right.
admit to, oh, she left him with me, or she
Yeah.
left and I was there.
Yeah.
They None of them admitted to that. They
Yeah.
could have been in the house, but they did not admit to,
Yeah.
being
I think it
present.
was just routine investigation for them. They wanted to make sure, like, where were you when this happened? What did
Mhm.
you see? So I think that was what I think the main, by their own, the main culprit here are the nanny and the chef, because both of them already have placed themselves at the scene of the crime so yeah. And now my question to everyone else, I guess you've already answered the question, but who should we really blame? Who should we lay the majority of the blame on between the chef and the nanny? Because the chef is admitting that he was there when this happened.
Well, like I said, the nanny is primarily responsible, so primary blame will go to her
Right.
because that's her job.
There's a call.
Now, the chef can
Yeah.
be secondarily responsible, whatever you want to call it,
Right, right,
just
right,
because he admitted to being there.
right. Hey, caller.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm watching your program from the United States here in
Right,
the US,
right,
right?
right. Yeah, yeah.
And I love the program. I was trying to subscribe online and I couldn't. You see, the point of this Ifeanyi situation is very sad.
Right,
Since Monday, I've not been able to sleep.
right,
This boy is like an internet boy.
right,
Everybody know him
right,
worldwide.
right.
To me, they still need to do more thorough grilling of those of the maid or the
Mm-hmm.
nanny and the cook.
Mm-hmm.
They're not telling the whole story behind the death of that boy.
Mm-hmm.
It's heartbreaking,
Right.
and I really feel really so sad for that little woman, Chioma.
Right.
I don't know what that girl did to them. She didn't deserve this.
Do you think this was intentional? Because there's this narrative that is being pushed all over the place that, oh
Madam,
yeah,
to me, okay, when I've been listening to the news, they
right.
said the pool, there's a big door that led to the pool, and the door or the gate is always locked. They
Mm-hmm.
have a padlock there.
Mm-hmm.
How come a 3-year-old, no matter how active that boy is,
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe the boy opened the gate by himself.
Mm-hmm.
There's more to that story. I'm a mother by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Chioma didn't deserve this.
So you think
I
somebody
don't know.
so are you along the
Madam,
line that yeah.
to me, I think they did that. They killed that boy. Maybe they strangulate him and dumped his body in the
Wow.
pool, making
Wow.
it look like the boy drowned. Number one, when I got the news on Monday on my phone, when they said he drowned, I thought maybe the incident happened during the day after school. But later I heard the incident happened in the night. Number one, why didn't they put the boy to bed at the usual time? All those people in the house at that time, where were they? To me, their story didn't add up. I'm a mother. I'm so upset with this issue. Where were they? They gave it the pointing fingers. No, they are hiding something. When they torture them properly, you will see they will confess. That there's no way that boy will leave his bedroom. They said the nanny was trying to put him to sleep. He walked away out of the house. Nobody noticed. Now the boy went to the pool all by in the night, maybe around 9:30. No. The story didn't add up to me. There's more to that story. They killed that boy. They're trying to cover it up. They dump him in the pool.
Wow.
I just hope Chioma is okay, because I know as a mother, everybody is feeling her pain. That poor girl didn't deserve this. Imagine our people are wicked. They did this to a 3-year-old boy. The boy is innocent. Why? Why?
Oh, like you seem very sure. It's like you've already come to the conclusion that they definitely did something to them.
I just want them to do an autopsy on that.
Yeah, they're gonna
don't-
conduct an
Yes,
autopsy.
I
Yeah.
pray Davido will give them the permission to do an autopsy.
Mhm.
There's something else to there. Madam, look at the story. The nanny said this. The cook said this. Something is behind it. They need to torture them. When they torture them properly,
Torture, okay.
it's true.
So what if
I
they
know in
torture them
Nigeria,
and they admit to what they didn't do? That's why torture is not really good, because sometimes people can make
forget
people.
about torture.
I was gonna say that the fact that someone confesses to something does not mean that that person did it. We
Right.
have to start getting to that realization. I
Right.
can confess to committing a crime. There's something called false conversion. I
Right.
can confess to committing a crime doesn't mean that I did it. And the reasons why people falsely confess to crimes, number one is torture.
Right.
Okay, let them do a lie detector test on them.
Yeah, that I agree with, that I agree with.
Allowed to go. You're going to be given lesser penalty. You're going to be, so yeah, I hear you, but then again, what you everybody's point is valid, but when we're saying torture someone and then the truth will come out, that's not really always the case. Sometimes, yeah, the truth comes out, and sometimes someone confesses to something just so you could stop beating them, just so you could stop torturing them.
Yeah.
And the fact that someone confesses to something doesn't mean that that person did it. Okay, there's false confession. Let's not keep saying that. I've heard a lot of people say by the time they do them this, do them that. First of all, torture and all of those things that they do, it's not right. It's human. I'm trying to find the word. It's human abuse. You abuse.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what somebody did. You don't burn your fingers. You don't do all that to get them to come. That's even wrong. That's illegal. That's bad. That's not even something that should be talked about publicly, because that's wrong. Okay?
Right.
I just wanted to put that out there, please.
Wrong overseas, but in Nigeria, it's the way those police officers act. We have a different culture.
Yeah.
It's different here compared to the way that we handle their suspects in
Right.
Nigeria.
I think the
But
suggestion that you made when you said they should do lie detector, I think that one will even be a more.
yes,
Yeah.
they need to do lie detector,
Mhm.
and they need to, let's say, I know the video should have CCTV camera. They should let the whole world see.
Yeah, I don't know how true this is. So I don't know how true this is, but I saw something that they said the CCTV was damaged or destroyed or something. I'm not exactly sure how true that is, So
Okay.
yeah,
But
I don't.
see,
Yeah,
no, they said they have a door there, a big door. How can it, with the padlock? How did the 3-year-old was able to open?
But how do you know? But that's the thing, though. There are so many information being passed around about padlock, but nobody really know if this is the case, because people will just sit down and just make things up. I know that this happened a lot. You have no idea on this internet, just to sensationalize something or just so that it can fit whatever narrative that they are trying to like push. Nobody really knows if there was a padlock there that locked the door, that somebody, like, how can they be so open to showing that they really meant to kill that boy? Like, if really they wanted to kill him or whatever, at least they will at least try to make themselves not be so obvious about it. I don't know. Anyway.
And I wish the police will come, and you say in Nigeria they handle things differently.
Right.
This issue happened in the United States. This happened since Monday. I think by now the police department would have come on TV
Yeah.
and addressed the situation.
Yeah.
But Nigerian police, they're not saying anything.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. It's like everybody's just kind of
They don't know. They don't know. If people do not ask them or even suggest something for them, they won't even know what to do. That's what I'm saying. Like, before you even get justice in Nigeria, it is hard though, because the police don't even know what the hell they are doing. Honestly, they don't.
This is sad. This is a fact to me. I've not been able to get enough. Monday, that little boy didn't deserve to.
Right.
And
I agree.
I hope my condolences to human. I hope God will make us strong and come out of this.
Amen.
It is sad for any mother to go through this.
It
But to
is.
me, I believe there is more to the story.
Right.
There's more to that story.
The investigation is going to prove that. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. You too. Bye. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens, what comes up, with regards to the investigation. I saw a comment here says the CCTV I saw on the internet shows Ifeanyi drowning, but it didn't show how he got to the pool. So you guys actually saw the CCTV of the boy. Now what for now get her shall. Me, I can't watch that. Like even me, I've not been able to sleep since this whole thing started. You guys are busy watching CCTV of people drowning. You're not even that somebody. You're not even in the investigation team. I don't know. But
Yeah, I don't know how you're able to watch that, but I
really,
really wish they did have a CCTV in the house. That would help. That would have helped a lot,
right.
especially with timing, because those people are not being completely honest. I think they're selling the story in a way where they could, be least culpable.
What do you
Um,
think? What do you think? What are you thinking in your mind?
who me?
Yeah.
I'm just someone that I don't usually I'm not a conspiracy theorist,
Right.
so I really feel like I think it's an accident. I think it was carelessness, negligence, a whole lot of stupidity.
Mm,
I think the staff and those people particularly have a culture of not taking their job seriously,
correct.
and because the oga and
Yes.
madam were not there, they took it even
Yes.
less serious as much,
Yes.
I think it was domestic stupidity and negligence, and also all form of negative thing that led to the accident. But
That's what I
I
think.
really think it's an accident. I don't think there's more to it,
Mhm.
and I could be wrong, but whoever thinks there's more to it might be right with your theory. But honestly,
Right.
I think it is what it is. It is what
Personally,
we
for
hear it
me,
to be.
for the sake of humanity, I hope that this was just a case of negligence, for the sake of humanity as a whole, because the concept, the idea that people can actually plot, take their time, because for you to actually succeed in doing something like that means you have been planning for the longest time, making yourself comfortable, making them earn your trust, gain your trust or whatever, only for you to carry this thing out. To me, if it comes out that they had planned this and there were more people involved, and that would just really make me scare people. Like, who do you trust?
That's also me. I think I have a lot of faith in people. I think I don't really have too much of that kind of thought process where I feel like people are trying to do something to hurt someone else,
Right.
and that might just be my naivety. But I really, yeah, I really hope I'm right this time that it's an accident, because like you said, if it's true that there was more to it and to do that to the baby, I'm
Your
gonna
volume
be
is low, babe.
devastated. I'm gonna just,
Your volume is low. I
yeah.
think you touched something. And now you're frozen.
It's let me call you right back. I was
Okay.
okay.
All right.
All right.
So let's see some comments.
Can you hear
You're still
me?
here. Yes, yes. Okay, good. You're still here.
Uh, I think I
Let
had
me
an
see.
incoming call. I kind of messed up my audio. I'm
We
not
can
sure
hear
if
you
you hear
though.
me
I can
properly,
hear
so
you,
I'm
and I
gonna
think
get out
everyone
and
else
come
can.
back in.
All right. Okay. So let me see some comments before we proceed. I also want to talk about Fela's son and how he got himself in trouble on account of the things that he said. So let me see some comments, and hopefully Maribel is able to come back. Um, I pray for thorough investigation, and anyone culpable should be charged and face the wrath of the law. The boy is innocent child. May his soul rest in peace. Let me see some more comments here. Okay. I think she's back. You're back.
Yes, ma'am. I think I'm back, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I'm
you
back.
are. Hold on. Let me
Um,
remove this. Okay.
so yeah, it's. I really hope, like you said, for the sake of humanity,
Yeah,
that it was an accident. I have a hard time coming to
because
that
just
conclusion.
the concept, the thought of somebody else that you were paying, somebody else who managed to gain your trust would plot this for as long as they did. I can't wrap my head around that. For my own sanity, I'm choosing to believe that this was a mistake, like a terrible case of negligence. That's what I am choosing to believe, at least for
Yeah,
now. You know,
yeah. It
yeah,
makes me sleep better at night.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it does make me get some sleep at night. I also what was that I was gonna say? I lost my damn thoughts.
Because that will mean you'd have nobody to trust. Like you can't give your children to anybody to look after, because you don't even know. Like somebody's smiling at you, you're not even sure why they are
Shoot,
smiling.
child.
You know, you
And
don't.
oh yeah, and I also was gonna say that if it was something that was flooded, then they have to be like the most stupid people ever, because
Exactly.
you can do better. Say whatever you are, be a good one. If you want to,
Exactly.
let there be like months and years of investigation before you
You even
try
get
to get
caught.
away with it. At
Yeah,
least
yeah.
that's
Because
human life. Put some thought into it if you're gonna do that, because
hi,
I I I
hold
I
on,
just
give
have
me
a
a
hard
bit.
time feeling like yo do this
Yeah,
intentionally.
right. Hi, caller.
Hi, good morning, Jay. This is Eunice from Florida.
Hi, good morning. Hi. Oh my God, first time, finally, yeah.
Yeah. I've been meaning to call you, but every time I just miss out.
Right,
I
right.
don't know. How
Wait,
you doing?
this is a safe place. You're fine here. You're safe here. You're allowed to express yourself here. So go ahead. Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So is it that Eunice that's on your that's always
that's
on
the
your
one.
comment?
Yeah, yeah, that's the one.
You don't sound like I would expect.
I thought she was a guy though. Honestly, low key, I was like, this UNICEF. Maybe not one kind guy.
I thought you were all those one of those on the
With those
Marie.
top
So I was
comment,
expecting
yeah, with those
you.
top comment accounts that they would just yeah.
I was
I'm just
expecting, yeah,
kidding.
I really, yeah.
Why now? So,
I,
I'm kidding. Yeah, go
good
ahead.
morning,
We're
Coach
listening.
Jay. Sometimes I say, good morning, Jay, and my orange flower, my orange heart of a flower, and the designation.
Right,
How
right,
you
right,
doing?
right, right, right,
You're welcome.
right. It's so nice to finally hear your voice though. Honestly, like,
Thank
yeah,
you.
it's nice. Yeah. Go ahead. Did you want to say
So,
something? Yeah.
yeah, I want to comment about it. Yeah, when I heard this, when I saw your video on Sunday,
Yeah.
oh my God, I just
Right.
said, no, 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 this is not true because I lost my mom, so I've been going through a lot of grief and
Right.
pain. So
Right.
anything relating to death and all this is always a trigger. It's
Mm-hmm.
always a trigger for me. I don't like to. I was like, no, 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 no. But later when I saw it, I was so heartbroken. I was so heartbroken. I'm like, how can this happen? When people are commenting and said they cannot blame the nanny, that
Right.
is complete nonsense. That
Right.
is nonsense because that child is supposed to be under her watch.
Right.
Even if she was going to use the bathroom, she has
Right.
to take him.
Right.
She was supposed to take him along or tell the person that was there that, okay, I'm going to go use the bathroom. Can you please watch Ifeanyi for me? I'll be
Yeah.
right back.
Yeah.
It's like when you drop your child off in school and God forbid anything happens to that child
Sorry,
in that school.
hold on,
The
Eunice.
school
Hold
is
on. The
okay.
person that is saying they
Okay.
can't hear, I can hear very well. Maybe you should check your audio. Maybe it's your fault because I actually did a sound check for my phone and I could hear her very well. So go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you drop your child off in school
and God forbid anything happened to that child in that school under the school's watch,
Right.
The school is liable.
Right.
It is the responsibility of the school to take care of your child
Right.
that 8 hours while
Right.
that child is there, even during aftercare. So there's nobody can say, oh, it's not the responsibility of the nanny and those people that were there. Like Mirabel said, they were complacent.
Right.
You know, in Nigeria now, when Oga and Madam are not home, so when the car is away,
yes.
the house belongs to the mom.
Yes.
So everybody was busy running around, not doing anything. And they were complacent. They were negligent. They were completely negligent and complacent. So nobody was watching that child.
Right.
Nobody was watching baby Ifeanyi.
Right.
That was why he was able to go to the pool and drown. When the lady was saying there must be more to it, you know, Nigerians, our high is always going to that conspiracy theory. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I don't believe somebody made or somebody had an ulterior motive to probably strangle the boy and go dump him in the pool. Right. I just believe they were negligent. Right. I believe they weren't watching him. So if the nanny wanted to take a call, he can ask the baby to come along. Right. To come along. Come here, baby, and take a call. Right. Kids are very smart. I have 2 boys and a girl. They are very, very fast. I remember there was a day on one of the weekends, my husband and I went to pool at in South Beach. When we were at the pool, we walked down to the pier. So people were fishing. There were a lot of people there. And my husband and I stood. We were watching the boat, one of the boat going across the pier. Before you say bingo, my little boy was already climbing the fence. Right. He was climbing the fence, and I just turned. Right. Immediately I told my face, I was like, Jesus, calm down. The fear that gripped me, Jade. Right. The fear, because when I looked at where he was, you know, babies love water. Yeah. So his intention was to go into that water, and the pier was so high. It was very high, and I know his mind was to jump into that water. Right. So the thing that flashed across my mind was like, oh my God, there's nothing anybody would have been able to do. Right. Because we were far down the pier, far down the water, the middle of the ocean. So I just turned and looked at my husband. I said, babe, I didn't have to say anything more than that. My husband was like, let's go. Right. We left the pier. As we were walking back to the car, I was literally shaking. Because the picture that flashed across my mind's eye was bad. So because of that, when it comes to, when my friends are even inviting my kids over for a pool party, I'm like, okay, I'm coming. If you're not going to allow me to come to the party, if it's just kids, my kids are not coming. Right. Because sometimes when adults are together and they are talking and gisting and laughing, they tend to get distracted. There was something like that they did recently on Good Morning America about how parents get distracted, even while they are on the pool, while they are there during the pool party. They easily get distracted while they are drinking and just talking. Yeah. So because of that, when there's a pool in the house, people are supposed to be very, very careful, extremely careful. Extremely careful. So they were just negligent. It was negligence and complacency that killed that little boy. And I feel so sad for Davido and Ifeanyi. They didn't deserve it at all. Right. Especially that Ifeanyi, because she's been a long-suffering girlfriend going through dumping and reconnection. Mm-hmm. So she didn't deserve it. I just hope they're able to get to the bottom of what happened, and I just pray that God strengthen both of them, because this is a pain that never goes away.
It doesn't, forever, for the rest of their life, you know.
It doesn't.
Yeah. I hope so too, for their sake. It's just
It's just sad.
It is. My heart goes out to them.
My heart goes out to them. There's a YMCA. I live very close to a YMCA. When we moved to because we live in a new area, I had to go register. After seeing everything that happened at the pool, I had to go register my kids for a swimming class. Yeah. Because I don't know, there's something with water and kids. Immediately they see water,
they're drawn to it.
They get excited.
Water is a very powerful element, you know. So
it is a very, very powerful element. Mm-hmm. My daughter there, she's in uni now. When she was a little baby, my neighbor will bring this kiddie pool to their backyard. Right. Immediately she sees the kiddie pool, she's going in there right away. Mom, I want to go to the pool. I said, no, you can't go in. You can't swim. Even if it's a kiddie pool, I didn't want her to go in because two things that I'm scared of: water and fire.
Right.
I said, no, you can't go into the water, Mama. But when I saw the way she lost going to the water, I had to go register for start taking swimming lessons. And that is another thing that parents should do. Register your kids for swimming class, no matter how little they are.
Right.
And pool should have gates. I don't know if they had an alarm at the back of the house.
Yeah.
Maybe he opened the pool, or if the pool had a gate.
Yeah.
Probably they would have
I
heard.
think the way, I don't even know if he built the house or he just bought it right off the back. I don't know how it came about. I don't know, because that house was definitely like the house when he bought it or when he built it. I think he bought the house. When he bought it, he wasn't thinking about the parental aspect of it, I don't think. So I don't think he was really thinking about how safeguarding or whatever, and he didn't get around to doing that. The same thing with the band when it happened. Even Davido's situation, they actually had the pool at the back of the house, but in the band situation, they had a pool inside the house. So the house was definitely a bachelor type, situation. Yeah, it was a bachelor pad. It wasn't something that they bought thinking about children or whatever. So me, I people want to say, oh, I blame the parents too because they didn't put all these measures, this and that. For me, I don't think so, because I can't think. I have looked, trust me, I have searched high and low. I have thought about the story. I have had sleepless night over the story.
You can't blame them.
I can't blame them. I can't come to a conclusion. I can't even, because parents have to live their lives too, So parents want to leave their children with nannies and go and have fun. They are very, very allowed to do that. They have a right to do that. So I will never ever sit here and say I blame Davido and Chioma, or I partly blame them, or I somehow hold them responsible. I can't do that. I have not been able to find any kind of scenario where I will blame them.
I agree.
Miss Jade,
yeah,
I don't blame the parents.
You have to go somewhere.
But just thinking about it as a parent, paying somebody, it doesn't matter how much I pay someone to watch my child. If there's anything extra I can do to safeguard them and to make sure of their own safety, I would do it. That's why we have child proofing of houses. That's why we have child lock and cabinets that have detergents and what is it called, cleaning stuff, and you could still have someone watch your child, but it doesn't hurt. That extra, that extra safeguard, that extra caution, it would never hurt. And I feel so bad because he was already teaching his child to swim. That made the child aware of a pool.
That was what I was going to say, Mirabelle.
And now when you get to that place where you're already teaching your child to swim, babies, like this caller is saying, they get so fascinated by water, even more so now that he gets in the pool and he's learning with daddy how to swim. So every chance he gets, he's up. He thumbs up.
Can we also give the parents some kind of grace that they never ever thought that this would turn out the way it did? They never got around to really putting all those safety measures in place, because
the
child is really going into the water. They never, So,
and even teaching your child how to swim is part of safety,
right?
Because you're making, you're helping them gain
the experience,
or you're giving them the utility, for lack of a better word, that they need if they find themselves in water. And I'm sure he was still in the process of teaching his child, because it takes some time. And maybe, I don't know what's on his mind, but with that process comes the thought of safeguarding the pool.
Right.
Exactly.
I think maybe what if they were like in a process? Everything is a process, maybe the first time that they took their child to the pool, they didn't realize he would like it that much, but then they saw how much, just like you said, Mirabelle, that as soon as the boy's body hit the water, he realized that, this, like, it kind of awakened something in him that before then he never really even imagined. It's like a new experience for him. You know, after all, he was allowed the first time. Why wouldn't he go by himself this time? You know, so I think maybe the parents never really got around to it because it was, you know, it was never really like a big deal. You know, I just wish that all this, if all this would have been a situation, a teachable moment where parents can learn and if I can still be alive and every parent can learn and do what they need to do. Because right now, if, you know, Jade, because even right now, if, go ahead, yeah.
Another thing, Jade, you know one thing with babies, like I always tell my sister, babies don't come with a manual. Right. You learn as you go.
They are so different, every one of them.
Yeah, they are different. When I had when we had our first baby, when I had my daughter, when we brought her home, when she started crawling, of course we did everything we could to child-proof the house because that was the first thing. I was obsessed with watching TV, Googling, and everything. Right. But you cannot get around to everything. Right. So there was one thing that happened one day. She was in her room. Then she was already crawling. I followed her around because I wasn't working there when I had my baby. So when she was crawling, I followed her around. For a minute, I didn't see her. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait. She was here just now. I looked at the sliding door. It wasn't open. So she didn't just disappear. I looked everywhere. And she was inside the kitchen cabinet.
Wow.
Less than a second, she just crawled away. Less than a second, she was all inside the kitchen cabinet. So immediately my husband came back from the store. I said, babe, we have to look for something to close this kitchen cabinet. So she goes in there. I was calling her. She didn't answer. She thought we were playing peekaboo.
Wow, you see,
answer.
wow.
She kept quiet. She thought it was hide and seek.
Oh my gosh.
So I had to get something to close it. And the next thing she did, another day again, she brought out a fork and started poking inside the electric socket.
Oh my God. Oh my Lord.
The next place we went was Home Depot to go get something to cover it. The thing is, you cannot child-proof the house in right. Everywhere is safe now. So that is why with kids, you have to be vigilant. You have to watch them 24/7. Right. 24. You cannot afford to take your eyes away from them. I'm sure, like Mirabe said, really, if I got into that water, it was like, oh my God, this is so fascinating. So that was why I assumed he just thought, okay, nobody's watching and I can go to the pool by myself. Since my dad took me there, I can just go and swim and have fun.
Right.
This is like, it's so scary because even after this story, so when Zero would take a bath, when my baby would take a bath, right, she'll be in her bathtub, and she gets so excited about being in the bath. Even when you take her out, she cries, right? She stays in the bathtub, and now I know that she stopped putting her head down and putting her face in the water. I'm like, baby, don't do that. Don't do that. And this is me, like, right there with her, and she's taking a bath. Yeah. And I didn't notice that she ever did it until one time I was going to take her out of the water, and she didn't want to get out. So I was like, okay, stay there for 2 seconds. I went in her bedroom to get something out for her, and I saw her putting her face in the water. And I'm just like, this is how things like this happen.
Yeah.
She's like literally putting her head in the water because she's like,
and she was enjoying
it. A child could drown just from doing that.
It's like a high for them, just like people do all kinds of things and they get.
And after this incident happened, literally, when she's in the bed, I'm just like, hey, sit up. Go in bed. Right. I'm like, yeah, come out. I'm not even leaving you in this water to go get nothing in your bedroom.
Right.
If you want to stay longer in the water, your dad has to stay right there with you while I go in your bedroom.
Right.
That's it. Because it takes... I've been so paranoid after this. After this, I've been so paranoid. And like the caller is saying, you can't even be too careful. Child-proof the whole damn house if you want. You know, anything can still happen if you don't have your eyes on that kid.
For a long time, before my kids grew, we didn't have a coffee table. Coffee table was in the closet. The TV stand was in the closet. Because the kids are so rambunctious, especially when you have rambunctious kids. My kids, the boys, oh my God, they run around. They play inside the house. They play a lot. So when I saw the little one bump his head on the coffee table, that was the day the coffee table disappeared from the living room. Another day he was playing, he bumped his feet on the TV stand. That was the day the TV stand disappeared from the living room. I am so paranoid. That's why when they were little, now the last one is getting ready to leave for uni now. When they were little, I don't go anywhere without them. There was a lady at the mall. I don't know, she was, people sometimes when you're doing things, you don't know people are watching you. There was a day I entered the mall, a New York company, I entered the store. She was like, oh my God, where are your crew? I was like, my crew? She said, your kids. I said, I laughed. She said, I have known you for over 5 years. I have never seen you without your kids. I said, no. I said, they're glued to my behind. I started making jokes. I said, they're glued to my behind. I said, wherever I go, they go. I said, even the restroom, especially the last one, he is so attached. I said, he goes to the restroom with me. Sometimes I make joke. I'm like, Kaka smelling. You can stay here, baby. Like, no, mommy, Kaka not smelling.
You just want to be with you. Oh my God.
When it comes to babies, when it comes to kids, you cannot be careful enough. You cannot, because they are fast. They are very fast. Before you say bingo, they're already touching things they're not supposed to touch. Or in the kitchen, like what happened to my friend's baby 3 weeks ago. She put water on the stove. She just had twins. So she put water. She was boiling water on the stove. She went to go tend to the twin. Before she came back, the oldest one just poured the water from the stove and burnt himself. It was a 4th-degree burn.
Wow! Oh my God!
Yeah, she was so happy that it was his wrist, his arm, and his elbow that got burned. The water didn't pour in his face. His stomach, it poured on his stomach and his wrist. She was like, "Oh my God, I feel like I'm a bad mom." I would just go for 2 seconds. I said, "You're not a bad mom." That's how they are. So kids are very, very smart. It happened to me. My last born always got born with iron. So I don't blame the parents at all. I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. I just pray God to strengthen them. That's my prayers for them.
Amen.
All right, Dave. Nice talking to you.
Same here. Oh my gosh. I hope you are not going to. I hope you're going to be in the comment section, eh?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm your girl. I follow you everywhere.
I know. And I appreciate that so much. I know. As soon as I'm going live, I'm seeing Eunice like, hi Jane Nation. You and Mirabelle, you guys are my. At least now I can actually. Mirabelle is my friend, like, IRL. But you, like, now I know you in hand. Like, I finally put a voice to the to the name, so that's good. Thank you so much. Okay,
beautiful voice. I always thought Eunice was like a 70-year-old woman. I don't know why I thought so. I'm just gonna be honest. Maybe because of Eunice, I've heard on YouTube or I've seen they're like older. So I kind of just thought you was older. You was like 70-year-old.
Not everybody has like big voice, like deep voice, like some of us. Okay, so you guys with your tiny voice, you guys should just let us chill. Okay.
I'm not at the 7th floor yet, but I'm at the 5th floor already.
Yeah, wow. Are you like that's
you sound like you're in your 20s, so that's perfect.
Like there's another lady that told me one time that she celebrated her 50th birthday. I was like, please don't tell me that. Please don't, because first of all, that lady did not look like she was anything more than 30. And even when she would call in, she didn't sound like she was anything more than 25. Like, it just makes me feel bad, man. I'm like, why are you guys panicking me like this?
When I take Zumba class, and my daughter came with me, he was like, "This is your daughter?"
Wow.
I said, "Yes, sir." "Oh, you had that when you were 15?"
Wow.
What are you talking about? I said, "How can I have her when I was 15? I didn't get married until I was almost 30.
Wow.
She was like, "Oh, how old are you?" I told her. She was like, "Oh my God."
I know.
I was like, "Why are you screaming?" He said, "Oh, I thought you were in your 40s. I said, "No."
Wow.
No, I said, he said, "Oh, give and take." I just thought you were like around 38 or, 39. I was like, "No, Mariah, I'm not." I like that.
I know, it's always nice. Like, it means you've been taking very good care of yourself. You have been holding it down, and I like that. It's good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Jay. Take care of yourself.
You too. Bye. Yeah.
Bye.
Okay, so I want to move on. Maybe let's talk about this. I don't know if you have seen the story of Fela's son, and something happened, and he was called out recently after this Davido situation happened, right? So he went online, and this is what he was saying. Oh, sorry. So he went online because when the entire world, and when I say the world, I mean the entire major news outlets all over the world carried this story. Major news outlets everywhere, everyone carried this story. So even CNN carried Davido's story. What happened to Baby Fine? So, anyways, he went online and then he posted this picture of starving children. Okay, this is somebody said, I believe it was Lala 1980 that said the other day that this is a case of somebody, when they say Black Lives Matter, and some people will come out and say, no, all lives matter, blah, blah, blah. So this was a classic case of that.
We were having that conversation the other day
Yeah.
with Lala, and I don't understand though what part of people's brain they use. It's timing is everything. Timing, people don't understand the importance of timing. Timing can make things so right, and timing can make things so wrong. And it's the same thing. It's just about timing, timing and place. Time and place. There's a time for everything. Even the Bible say there is a time for everything.
Yeah.
And nobody is gonna have an argument that what he's saying is wrong, and what he's saying is bad, and what he's saying is false. The problem is the timing. And I was telling the Lala lady, nobody should make you feel bad about grieving what you're grieving. Whatever you choose to grieve at a particular time is what you choose to grieve at a particular time. It is insensitive, it is nonsensical, it is stupidity for somebody to interject and try to use something else to overshadow what the problem you're facing is. It doesn't matter. I could be crying that I broke my, they say I'm crying that I lost my shoe until I saw someone without a leg. I understand that, yet it just shows you that, you know what, all I lost is a shoe. There are people out there without legs. But guess what though? I understand that it puts your problem into perspective. But the point also is that let me cry that I lost my shoe because I've not experienced what it feels like to not have a leg. My problem right now is my shoe is gone. Now, that does not mean that losing my shoe is better or it's a bigger problem than losing a leg. No. But whatever the biggest problem for me is, it is my biggest problem. And have that problem.
Yeah, we're listening. Oh, Mirabel has frozen. Mirabel, you're frozen. Oh. Okay. We can hear you. I can hear you, but you're still frozen, but I can hear you. Okay, I think she's gonna come back. So let me see. She was saying something. We're gonna wait. Anyway, so this is Mirabel, come back, okay? So Fela's son posted this. Okay, good. Okay, you're back.
Okay. Today the whole world wants to call me. Anyways, let me grieve my grief. Like I was using the incident of losing a shoe and losing a foot. Now that person that has lost the foot, that's their biggest problem. And I get it, but I've not lost the foot before. And my biggest problem is the loss of my shoe. Let me grieve the loss of my shoe. Don't try to stop my process, or don't try to make me feel bad about feeling bad about a situation. And he doesn't get the insensitivity of this. I just saw this. I never realized that was what was going on. But it's so insensitive. It's so nonsensical to try to interject or to try to minimize, because what you're doing is you're minimizing, you're devaluing people's grief. You're telling them that what they're grieving is not grief enough for them. They should not be worried about that. Oh, this is more important. And that's so wrong, because we live in a fast-paced society and world. Next time something new will come along and people will have to grieve something new, and this is not gonna last forever. So let it last while it does, and let it take its time, and let people condole and console with the family. And when that situation, the family will always go through this for the rest of their life, but the general public will still somehow move on to the next thing. So it's not gonna last forever. So why are you trying to stop it? Why are you trying to cut a show? Why are you trying to, be so insensitive and let me let someone else talk, because I can't even catch my thoughts right now.
Hey, hi, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us.
So much. Yes. Hi, Mirabelle. It's getting better. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah.
It's getting a little better for me, which is expected. I just, like Mirabelle just said, the general public will eventually move on somehow.
Right.
And the family will also move on. It's just everybody's time is going to be very different. And I've seen I haven't seen Seun Kuti's post specifically, but I saw the one from the guy that was on Daddy Freeze. Even Daddy Freeze ended up making a statement about that. The thing is, I'm all for social justice, and I'm all for supporting who is hurting, mourning with whoever. But there's something about a situation with a face, and it's a faceless situation. And there's a reason people sympathize or empathize with this family a lot more. There's a reason why you hit some of us that are complete strangers to the family really, really hard. Remember we were saying the other day, I was saying there was such gut wrenching. It felt like somebody just hit me so hard in my stomach. And it's because we watched this child grow literally from birth, almost from conception. We have, you can still see that even if you weren't following, if we go online right now, just by the memorial that people are posting, you see pictures from birth to literally days after before his death.
Yeah. From when he was pregnant, when they were pregnant.
From when the mom was pregnant with him to literally days before his death.
Yeah.
There's a connection you draw with a face versus without the face. I empathize with any mother. I say it again, no parent deserves to lose a child. None, even a grown one. That being said, this whole scenario almost reminds me of when we say Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, I just
someone says all life matters. Really?
Yeah.
Was that ever a contention? There's a reason why we're talking about this person at this time.
Right.
There is a reason why this is a topic. It's not that those people are less important. Is that this is I can't be talking about, my lunch, and all of a sudden you're talking about all the food you've had all your life. We know you eat. We know kids die every day. And for those of us that are, when one that is close to you, you also feel the same gut-wrenching feeling. You also feel the same pain. This just happened to be one that almost everybody saw. So we are all almost relating almost the same way to this particular incident. Just like if you live in a block and somebody died in your block, you will feel. You might because you know the family, you will feel for them, but just next block over, because they have no clue who the child is, they're not gonna feel the same way. You can't force emotions out of people. These emotions are raw. I'm pretty sure, even if no matter how rich their delicates are, they did not pay all these people to, and even people that have talked trash about David in the past are empathizing with their current situation because it's just a bad situation.
Right.
The little boy just turned 3 less than 10 days before he passed.
Right.
So how someone could be so insensitive? Nobody's disputing that we need to mourn with everybody. The timing is hella wrong. If it was you, would you want somebody else to be discussing about all the children in the world while everybody is trying to help is mourning with you?
Right.
would you, and when people say this, I know you want to sound so philosophical, so
woke,
grandiose or whatever,
so
but you're
woke.
full of shit.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah, yeah.
You make everything else you have said seem like, you know what, dude, you're so righteous, you're earthly no good.
His
Piss
response,
off my
we're gonna
face.
go over his response. Like, his response was even worse than even the actual thing that he said. Like, he was so tone deaf to what people just deflecting, and then
People like this don't get it. No
right,
matter, even talking, like, I wouldn't necessarily, even if I had an audience with him, I wouldn't talk to him, because people like this, no matter what you say, they are always right
they are
in
set
their
in their
head.
ways. Yeah, yeah.
In their head, they're always right. Even as they're falling off the cliff, they will still insist this is the right way. So that's how people like this, because they start from a good place, but they become, intoxicated in their own sense of, worth or knowledge, or you feel like you know so much,
In
but
their
oh,
wokeness.
right, but in all actuality and reality, you don't know, you know nothing. You don't know, because if you cannot feel human emotion, we can't, it's not something we can calculate.
Right.
Look, initially, it's like, let's talk about the Ukraine. When Ukraine was happening, I was like, oh my god, I feel so horrible.
Right.
And then the whole issue with the way they abandoned there was a particular situation where a mother was carrying a baby in the cold, and she wasn't allowed on the. I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm truly, truly done. I hope y'all all right, but this ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
I checked out. Now you can call me insensitive. I On a one-on-one level, I will sympathize with every person, but as a nation, I don't really give a rat's ass. Because if you don't care for someone like me, give me one good reason to give a shit about you.
Right.
So we all emotions. You can't regulate emotions. I don't know it. Honestly, I'm not even. My sister goes like, "Oh, I guess you're not a Davido fan." I'm like, "I guess I'm a Davido fan. I don't know. It's not something that but
it's not a matter of being a fan or not
it's
a
a situation
fan.
And as a mother, I remember when I was talking the last time, I was like, I have a 3-year-old. Every time the same flash, you just keep flashing through my head.
Right.
I have a different emotion towards this to someone that has no child. But that doesn't mean they don't feel bad. But their reaction to it is very different from my reaction to it. Does that make sense? So this whole idea of, feel for all the kids. I'm pretty sure there's a child that died today. But I don't know the child. So should I just go around being sad for people? Like, really? Should I walk around just with a sad face because a minute a child dies?
Right.
We can't live that way. You only relate to the ones you know. Or the ones
The thing is that, in all honesty, in all fairness, we know of these statistics. We know that we know about every over 10 children die before their 5th birthday or whatever. We know these things. And unfortunately and sadly, sometimes we get desensitized to it, because this is something that happened. But something like baby Ifeanyi, nobody would have envisaged that something like this would have happened to a boy who just celebrated his 3rd birthday, who was full of life and everything.
It's not even just the knowledge of the fact that a child dies every minute or whatever, and that most kids don't make it up to. It's not even just the knowledge of that. It's the fact that if you think about that, if we are to express the same emotions about that, none of us will leave our house. None of us will be able to function, or none of us will work. Because that's the thought you only keep running through your head. Again, I keep saying faceless people. Faceless people doesn't mean that they're valueless, or just, to me, I know of that something like this happened, but I can't name one.
Right.
I can't name one I can't. So how do you want me to have an emotion to something I'm imagining? It's not possible. It's not. The person that is saying this Uncle Wokeness, do you feel that emotion? The reason why you can come out so so senselessly and make such comments because you don't feel that emotion towards
Exactly, because
this
even
little boy.
in his speech, he also said it that he only met Davido once, and then he took picture with Davido, and that was it. Like, yeah, you can actually say that, but a lot of us, even though we
You
have
know,
not met Davido or his
exactly, and I
son,
can't force you to feel anything for this little boy. If you don't, that's on you. That's your emotions. I can't remote it. I can't force it out.
right.
So you are able to. It's like, so it's like this boy dies. If you felt any emotions for this boy, those words won't come out of your mouth.
Right.
You wouldn't respond in this manner. So someone can bring the same accusation you're making of all others to you. Why
Right.
don't you feel for this child?
Right.
At least you know this child's father. Why don't you feel for this child? You've met this child's father. Why don't you feel for them? Why don't you have the same empathy for him? Because you don't. The only way you can make such a comment and come back to defend it is because you simply don't. Again, that doesn't make it wrong. It really doesn't, though, because we don't all feel the same things. But let people mourn. Let people mourn. Even the Bible said, rejoice with those that are rejoicing, and mourn with those that are mourning.
Right.
If you do know them, there are people that win. There are people that win billions every day, millions every day. I'm not here popping bottles on their behalf. I don't know them. They're faceless to me.
Right.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
In fairness to what's his name, the guy, right? I'm not gonna. So
Okay.
in fairness to him, I'm not gonna say that he doesn't feel bad that the baby passed,
Mhm.
because you must be a heartless person to not have any feelings.
Mhm.
However, I think that he doesn't feel any worse about the baby passing and the children dying of hunger and the children dying in Ukraine. He doesn't feel worse about this than one situation. He does, he feels the same way he feels. He sympathizes. He might not empathize, but I feel like what he's saying does not mean that he has no feeling towards the child that passed.
No, no, no.
I feel like for him, it's the same feeling he has towards some child that he posted and this child. So he's trying to say that this one is now more important than the other one. And I think that's where he's coming from. And I don't know. But what
Mirabel.
again I can say, I'm sorry, let me get
Go
this
ahead,
out.
finish.
What again
Sorry.
I can say, however, is that it doesn't matter how you feel. You could feel the same way about all of them. Like, I can't tell you how to feel. My point is the fact that the circumstances behind the way this baby passed is different. This baby was not sick. Now, if this baby was sick, it would be a little different. This baby was not sick. For someone like me to have a baby, I can empathize more in a situation like this because the baby was not sick. This baby was a healthy baby, fell into the pool and passed. That could have been anybody's baby. That could be a baby taking a bath and put their face in and drown. That could be a baby that was just not sick, and then the next day the baby is gone. So for me,
Mirabel, all this
yeah.
when you talk, me I not hear you. I'm so distracted by baby Zuri. I am so freaking distracted.
You can't even see her, so I don't was distracted.
I see her a little bit. I see her and I'm so distracted.
So for me, it's the fact that if a child was sick, then we know that, okay, there's a chance that the child might pass. For me, it's a circumstance surrounding this baby's passing. This baby was not, look at her eating bone. This baby was never sick. This baby was just fine the other day, and all of a sudden the baby is gone. And for me, it just bothers me so much because that could be any healthy child that just went down, and it's so careless, it's so nonsensical. And like I said again, for me, I could still empathize. I have a lot of empathy even for faceless people. So my issue is not even that I cannot empathize or I don't feel so strongly about a child that dies of hunger, because I do. My issue for me is the timing. At this point, this isn't my focus. Let me focus on my focus. And then when I move on to something else, let me be allowed to. Do not try to minimize what I'm focusing on because it's not your focus. Do not try to tell me it's as important or not as important as every other thing, because I cannot stand people invalidating or minimizing other people's feelings. If someone is grieving at a certain time, let them grieve. They have a right to grieve. I'm not coming to you and telling you to go and empathize with the family, because if you don't feel that way, then that's on you. But you have no rights and you have no moral compass and you have no justification whatsoever to come in public and tell and invalidate everyone's present feeling by putting something else out there. And that is not to say whatever you put in is not important. It is to say that, you know what, do not minimize how I feel at the moment. Bring that up another time.
Right. That, I mean, his point is valid. Everything that he's saying is valid. But, you know, read the room, man. Read the room. Even though he was trying to justify what he said, that this is an issue that is still prevalent. But my thing is this. Even if your intentions were not to like kind of distract or do the whole all lives matter nonsense, but that is still how it comes across to a lot of people, because there is a time and a place. Like, just be mindful, use your sense, okay? Baby Zuri, are you eating talking? Is that talking? I am so distracted. I think I do.
And you know, and you don't have to speak on every situation.
Right.
Can you try to ST, you know, FU?
Right. Right.
So
Right.
what I'm saying is that in terms of emotions,
Mm-hmm.
it's not that, like I said, I empathize, sympathize with the parents that all the parents, because again, as a mother, I can't imagine any parent losing a child.
Right.
What I'm saying is that for him to come out and make such blanket statements,
Right.
he feels the same way I feel about those faceless children that I don't know.
About that, exactly.
I
Yeah.
feel bad about their death.
I understand what
But
you're saying. Like,
my God, I don't feel gut wrenching about them because I can't place a face to the incident.
right.
Again, there's something about this is wrong. It's wrong. Whether you look, even if it was God forbid that it was Buhari that lost the child, it would still be wrong that a child died.
Right.
Or would I feel the same way?
Right.
Is a different thing. And the accusation he's making of the people that are feeling, you know, for David and Chioma is the same, something he's also guilty of.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. You feel bad that this child died, but you're not overwhelmed with emotion.
Right.
And you're demanding for us to be overwhelmed with emotion for everybody. When this particular child, that is the topic of the conversation, you're not overwhelmingly, you don't have an overwhelming emotion for this child.
It's like he's demanding from us what he cannot even give to. Right.
You're guilty of what you're accusing me of. But because Uncle is so woke, God forbid we point it out to him.
Uncle is so woke, he's asleep.
Uncle is so woke. Can we not even and people like this, they are so sure in their knowledge and their wisdom and their overarching know it all.
I'm sorry. I know some people will come and say, "Oh, Jay, da 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 da." As soon as I saw Baby Zuri, my demeanor, everything just changed. Like, she just brought some light into my whole life. I'm sorry.
I'm watching on my phone, so I can barely see the
oh,
screen.
I see.
I'm on my phone. I'm actually working, so I'm in my office.
You are at work. Okay.
I'm in my office, so I'm in my home office. So, but the thing is, like, you are accusing of the same thing you're guilty of. You know, and I after this happened, people were talking about Dibanj. I didn't hear about Dibanj one. I didn't even know it happened. I didn't even know he was married. Don't talk about having children or having one that passed. Do you understand? And do I feel bad that of course I feel bad that he lost his child. But I don't, because I didn't even know that was an institution. You can't expect the same emotion from me.
Right.
You can't. And Uncle is don't have that emotion about Ifeanyi dying. I'm sure he feels bad that Ifeanyi died.
Right.
He feels bad about every kid that died. But there's something that, next thing, go and tell Chioma to also feel bad that stop crying about your own child, cry about all the children.
Right.
Do the same, since we must all have this equal feeling for everyone. That makes no sense. That everyone, that people tend to confuse what we are all equal means. My children are the best, though. I don't care about you. I don't know about you. But my own children are the best overall. You can't tell me nothing.
So
you cannot, because they are my children. They came from my loin. They came from my womb.
Right.
So to me, that's they're top notch, bar none.
Right. Let's listen to what he said.
I make posts about children dying. Suddenly, that's a problem because Davido's child died. Now, in my post, I did not say, now I understand when people are angry, people are saying, oh, why are you mourning Davido's child? People's child are dying. I understand that can be insensitive. But nowhere in my post did I say to anybody, don't mourn the death of Davido's child. I am a father myself. Why would I say, don't mourn the death of Davido's child? Mourn your mourning. Mourn the one we paying you.
He's so tone deaf. Can you imagine? Like, just listen to him. He's so tone deaf. Like, wow.
You can't tell him nothing, Jade. You cannot tell him nothing.
My God. Like, he's so far removed. Like, what? Now, wow.
Abi, you have the right to feel what you want to feel. But at the same time, don't tell everybody to feel what you want to feel.
But that's what you just did.
Exactly.
Am I living in some
feel
kind of
what you want
zone?
to feel. I didn't say don't feel the death of Davido's child. Please. I know you people are help. You are looking for any way to make me a monster. It is your life duty to turn me into a... Not you people have not said to make me into a monster. But please, don't start putting your own words into my mouth.
You know the thing, Jade, not interrupt him. I actually did, a lot of times when this guy speak, I do agree with him in a lot of ways. Do I agree to everything? No. I do have, an understanding. And I appreciate that he's one of those people that speak up. But this is one of those situations whereby you cannot agree. You cannot make your pastor feel so righteous that you can no longer correct him.
Right.
Or her.
Right.
This is really I think this is what this is. I get the fact that you're not telling, but the fact that you had to make that comment, the fact that you felt they chose the route, like what I would have expected you to come back and say is like, look, maybe I spoke at the wrong time. This wasn't, I was just pointing out that, there are other kids, but I shouldn't have said it now. End it there. There was no need to continue the conversation or make this about what people want to make you look
or
feel.
Double down on what
or
you
double down on anything you were saying. This was when you had the realization, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna bring up somebody, and you're not bad moss. Lord help me.
I know.
But at least I can give her the fact that when she's dragged, she pulls it down. Now the fact that you even have to go make the post in the videos in itself, that's a different conversation for a different day.
Right.
Shouldn't mourn. Please mourn as you like to mourn. Everybody has their way of mourning. I am not I don't show public mourning. I cannot mourn somebody in public. It is not my style. I cannot say, somebody's child died. It's publicly. You want to do that, do that. If you look at my page, I don't know Davido personally. I've only met him once. We chilled for a few minutes, we took a picture, I posted that picture. I've never posted anything about Davido music. I've never posted anything about Davido's success because I don't know him personally. Why would the first thing I would post about him be the death of his child?
But you know what? If I'm being completely honest and to play devil's advocate of some sort here, I kind of agree that if you've not really posted anything about somebody's success and you've never, but I think he's deflecting here. But I understand what he's saying when he said, oh, he's never posted anything about Davido's success. Why would the first thing that he posts about Davido be negative, something bad,
I wish
other people to him?
I wish other people would take a leaf from that book too.
Yeah, I understand that. But to me, everything he's saying is not valid. Here. I feel like he's projecting. I feel like he's pretending as if he doesn't understand the reason why people are upset with him. And he's just saying that and saying, oh, but my thing is this, fine. Why post anything at all about 10 children dying before they are 5 years old. You should not have posted anything at all around this time. Nobody is saying that you must come out and acknowledge Davido, what happened to him.
Nobody is even saying that you should mourn with Davido. Nobody is saying that.
So, Miss J, you know, like I had 3 thoughts, but I think I lost one. But anyways, one thing that he said, I respect. I might not like what he's saying, but I have a level of respect for people that are true to who they are.
Correct.
Now, he's true to himself in a sense where he's saying, I don't really talk anything about the video. I don't really, I'm not his, I don't really care for him. I've seen him, but I don't care for him. I don't post any of his wins. I don't really, do anything about him. So I'm not all of a sudden going to make it seem like, oh, Ifeanyi was the best thing after my children or anything else he wants to say. He's being true to himself, and it's distasteful for me. But I can respect that he's true to who he is. Now, that him being true to himself is deflecting too. And when he said, I don't do public mourning like people doing public. Guess what, though? For people that don't know Davido personality, the only way they can mourn is public, because that's how we all know him. I don't know him. I might never meet him. I'm not in his social status. So whatever we're doing is as far as we might be able to get when it comes to. We don't have a choice. Unlike you that have a choice that you can talk to him personally or message him. I don't have that luxury, or I don't have that opportunity. The only opportunity I have is what we're doing right now.
Right.
So don't come for people publicly mourning if that's the only opportunity they have.
Right.
And another thing I was also gonna say about what he's saying is the fact that if I was his PR, if I was his social media, whatever, I would deflect. No, my response or my defense for the first thing that I said would be something of, I understand people's sensitivity, and I understand that I might have come out as insensitive because of the timing of it all. But what I was trying to focus my attention was the fact that since this is something that's troubling right now at the mind of the public, let us expand that energy also to so many other kids that have lost their lives in different ways, so that we can, I would literally say that. I would say, I'm not saying this is not important. I'm just saying that we should, because this is the momentum right now. This is how we feel right now. Can we also, can we put it in even bigger presence? Can we put it in even more, ways where we can extend our compassion, our empathy to more than just this present situation? And by extension of this empathy and compassion, something can be also done to help remedy situations of children that are passing, that we can in our power. Can we use this as an opportunity to create a foundation or an awareness, not just for this baby, but for other children that have been unheard of, unknown, or would never have been recognized? I would have said that.
Right.
I feel like he deflected real bad, and that's too bad.
Right. Lala.
Like I said, I do find sense, and I do appreciate that he's one of the few people that, especially when it comes to politics, he and speaking out for the Black race in general, he's one of those people that are very, very outspoken. And a lot of times, I do agree with him. I'm not, like I said that right up front. But the problem we can get into agreeing with someone all the time is that you can no longer correct the person, because correcting the person, they always go on the defense all the time. He has a point. I wish some of the celebrities would take a leaf from his book in terms of, I have not posted this child ever, or his father. Why would I now post this child? You can stay. You can still mourn with the family,
because that can be interpreted as somebody that is just happy, only willing to post something negative about somebody that post negative.
Right. So they say if you don't have anything good to say nothing. And my problem is not with the fact that he did not post, and I'm completely against people that are going after celebrities that haven't have not acknowledged what happened.
Yeah.
People get to this point at different pace.
Right.
And some people might never, because of the relationship they have with, let's just be honest. There are some people that if they do send a condolence message to David, he probably gonna look at it like,
exactly.
You know this, you don't care. Because of whatever the relationship they have. So I want you, again, emotions is not something you force people to have. You can't remote it. It's simply something that comes from within. So I do agree with him, but that's in spite of what he originally posted. All that it has no bearing to what people are dragging him for. People are dragging him for, at this particular moment, in this time, you have decided to insist that we must generalize our emotions. That, oh, remember, not only Davido's child died today, there are a bunch of other kids that died. We know that. But there's a reason why we have emotion. And then acknowledge that people, a bit, the beginning part of what he was saying makes it, yes, acknowledge that people have specific feeling to this child for whatever reason. Maybe because we just saw him celebrate a third birthday. Maybe that's what, and like Mirabel said, it just does not make sense that a boy that was just running around full of life, very active, all of a sudden, his demise is so preventable. It's such a neglect. Everybody wishes this was a bad story. This was a fake news. There's a reason why we all feel the same way, the way we feel about this situation. That was not, and people need to understand this. That I feel good does not mean you feeling bad is irrelevant. It doesn't. My emotions does not cancel out yours. Neither does yours cancel out mine.
Please hold on. Hold on 1 second. Pamela, I see that you're trying to come in, but I'm getting an error message that your microphone is not on, and so it's not giving me the option to let you in on the stream. So make sure you turn on your microphone or your camera or whatever. Turn on one of your devices, and then it'll allow me to let you in. So far, it's not letting me let you in. So maybe I don't know. Hopefully you see me. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're right. You're fine.
Yeah.
So it's that, and he's not the only one that have done this. And honestly, again, I would probably not, if it was not that it was your platform that is talking about it. I probably wouldn't say anything, just because what, this is where you just kind of, you're not gonna think any differently anyways. You're gonna double down, triple down.
Yeah, like he did, like he's doing now.
Exactly. So
yeah.
If the people that I even have is the blogs that are cloud chasing, that anybody that puts up a ring light, that have one idiotic thought about this situation, you feel the need to post it. Why? Is everything is not knowledge? It's not every knowledge we must consume. It's not every thought, every vow that we must listen to. Why? And it's just, someone said,
hi Nelby, I know you are here. Do you want to contribute to anything? I see you.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yes. Yeah. Hi, Jade. How you doing? How's everyone?
We are good.
You can hear me? Okay. Yeah. Just let me make sure. Yeah. Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt the person that is speaking at this point.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm kind of saying the same that I've already said. So it's
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Hi, Jade.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you what happened. Lala, I'm so sorry. I wasn't being disrespectful.
No. Jade,
I wanted her to know that she's live. I didn't know that she was. I didn't think maybe she knew she was already here. So I wanted to let her know that she's.
Yeah, I know I'm here because he tells me that I'm already in. So,
okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lala.
Fine.
I didn't mean to
okay.
that. I'm so sorry. I'm a mess.
No, you're good.
Sorry.
You're good, girl. You're good. No. You're good. It's just, I mean, she needed to go ahead. Do your thing.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Hi, Lala. Yes, I want to tell the same line of thought with what Lala was saying. When I heard what Shehu, this comment that he made, the only thing that came to my mind right away is, I always tell people, there's a problem that a lot of people don't have: when to say things and how to say things. Because sometimes the most important, one of the virtues that a lot of people don't have is the virtue of shutting up, know when to shut up. Like, if you don't have anything to say, just shut up. The truth about it is that whatever Shehu said is not wrong. Just like Lala said, we know that children die every day. People die every single day. The day that whatever that happened to Ifeanyi happened, thousands and millions of children must have died, even maybe across the street from Davido. But the point remains that the timing of what he posted is so wrong. And probably that is what he's not understanding. That people are not saying that what he said was wrong, but the timing is just not the right time. And sometimes we do things and it becomes so obvious. It will be easy for somebody like me when I heard it. One thing when I saw his post, one thing that came into my mind is that this guy must have a lot of hatred for Davido. I'm sorry I'm using that word. Sometimes I say it's a very hard word, it's a very harsh word. That's what came into me. That this guy must have a deep-rooted wrong feeling for Davido for you to come up with this at this time. You understand? That is just the way I personally felt about his comment. He can come out and debunk it. He can try to do his whatever damage control he's trying to do at this point. But the truth remains that the timing is so odd. And that timing tells a lot about how he feels about Davido. That is the timing tells a lot. Because you cannot tell me that in the midst of this whole thing, all you could say is that there are a lot of kids that are dying. It's like trying to say, what's the big deal about this boy? Other children are dying. Are you kidding me? Are you for real? Like that's indirectly what he's saying. So what are you guys making noise about this boy? There are other children that are dying. What's the big deal? It is a big deal that Davido's Ifeanyi died. It's a big. If it's not a big deal to him, it's a big deal to me. You understand? And let's comment on your post the day that this thing happened. And I think I missed your life, and I left a comment. I said, for me, when I heard it, honestly, when I saw it, because of the timing in Nigeria, I actually saw it around 2 a.m. US time. I believe it's already happened. When I saw this thing, I was so scared of searching more because I don't want to search and I hear that it's true. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Like, it's just like one of those things that happens, like, when you write an exam, I remember when I finished my nursing school, I wrote NCLEX, and I was so scared. I don't want to see fail. So I was so scared of checking the results so that I don't want to see fail. You understand what I'm saying? So that was exactly how I felt. I said, oh God, I don't want to search about this thing so that I don't get to see that it's actually true. So each time I want to type, I'll stop. Each time I want to, because like you said, when I heard you, I saw the emotion in your voice when you said it. Like, this is one of those things that I pray that it's not true. I've been praying that God, please let this not be true. I have lost siblings. You understand? But I felt the news of these boys. I feel it like as if it's my child. I've never lost a child before. Even up until this moment, I'm still feeling it. So for somebody to come in the midst of the whole thing, and all you could tell us is there are so many people that are dying of hunger. Okay, how many of them have you tried to elevate from their hunger? Mr. Shehu and Nicola Bokuti. How many of them have you tried to help in their hunger? So why are you coming
very
to
good
tell
at being
us?
so righteous? No, some people are so good at being righteous and
It's
to shame others.
it's so ridiculous. Like, it's so funny how people. I wish people would just learn to just shut up when there's need for them to
If you
shut
have
up.
nothing to say, if you have nothing good to
Just
say,
be
don't say anything.
quiet. Be quiet.
There was no need for the post. Really, there was no need for the post.
I don't know. Even if that's what he feels for, even if he may wants to make the post to distract people from, he should have waited. But him coming out at the time he came out and saying it the way he said it tells me that he has something deep rooted for. And this one he's coming to say, oh, I don't have to send it, I don't have to share it, I have to go to him. I don't believe that he will go to Davido if he feels this way. I don't believe it. I don't.
And then he's telling people to mourn the way they want to mourn. If we want to go outside, not everybody has direct access to Davido to just come and say, yo, Davido, sorry, oh, blah, 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 for what happened. Some of us, we only have the internet, the social media.
Exactly. So somebody like me, if I can reach Sherman, I will. I don't know them. I don't know. If I can reach her to say, my dear, I'm sorry for what's going on, I can. But and him coming up to say, oh, you go there, you drop flower. Now, what did that happen for Western world? Nigeria, they drop flower.
Exactly.
What is he talking about?
Exactly.
We don't drop flower on people's doorstep. Are you kidding me?
He was just deflecting, coming up with all realistic statements to justify his
foolishness. Like that is just People don't know when to talk and when not to talk, honestly. I'm sorry, it's not like I'm trying to take words from you. I remember there was one pastor that said one time, he said the ministry of visitation is to show up and shut up.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. When something happens to people, go there, shut up. If you don't know what to say, shut up.
If you remember when Job was going through his situation, that people that visited him, they just kept quiet while he lamented.
Right.
He went on and on and on. We tend to not know when to just stop. Right. You don't have to say everything.
Because sometimes that's all people, those that are grieving, that's all, they just want to see you there so that they can pour out their hearts. They don't need you to give them any, just like the other day. And I was so aggrieved by the news of baby Ifeanyi. My spirit was so weak. And then I started saying things, and I immediately prefaced by telling people, don't come and tell me what I'm saying or try to.
I heard you and I made a comment that I said, I feel you.
Don't do that, because this is how I'm a strong believer in God.
When I lost my two sisters within a space of 2 months, I questioned God. I said, God, I don't do well.
Yeah.
I questioned God. At that point, I'm like, no, this cannot be happening. Everybody feel. I mean, come on. I felt the pain, and that's exactly why I see it too. It's ridiculous, People don't know. I remember there was one incident. I just want to share that there was one that has to do with this. Somebody I know. It's not really like a friend, but somebody I'm close to. I know somehow lost a 23-year-old child. This is a child. Imagine where you speak to your child. After 4 hours, you got a call that the child has been shot dead in Maryland. Wow. A 23-year-old boy that has just 2 months to graduate from university. This boy was supposed to graduate in this May, this 2022. Wow. This thing happened. In fact, the mother was coming back from Nigeria. She landed at the airport, called him and told him, I just landed. He was on the phone with the mom. They were just, hey, happy mommy. Okay, mommy, I will come to, because I'm in New Jersey. She's like, she want to come see. Like they had a mom-son conversation. Right. This woman got home, unpacking, trying to freshen up. The next call she's getting is like, this son, that. Are you kidding? Okay. The day we went to visit this woman, I'm saying this is because people don't know when to shut up. We went to visit this woman. There's one lady that came in there. When they were talking, the woman was like, oh, my sister, I'm so sorry. I know how you feel. I was looking at her. Because that's one word I don't use to people. When we are done, I excused her, I called her outside. She happens to be somebody I know. Even though we are not very, I called her outside. I said, my dear, I want to tell you something. Please, Biko, next time when you go to when people, something like this, don't tell them I know how you feel. You can say, I can imagine what you're going through. Yeah. Don't say, I said, how many children you have? She said, 5. Have you lost any one of them? You don't know how this woman feeling. Because when she said it, immediately the woman saw me, because the woman that lost her child, she knows me. When I came in, the first thing she told me, said, please don't start praying. Don't even make mistake of praying in this. Yes. I said, no, I'm not praying. I'm not here to pray. That was what I thought. I said, no, I'm not here. I'm not praying. I'm not. Because she knows me. She said, Biko, I beg you in the name of God, do not say praise the Lord in this house. Don't pray. I said, no, I'm not here to pray. No, I didn't come to pray. I just came to see you. She said, okay. You will see that woman is down. What she needs at that point is not, you don't come and tell her God is good. She knows that God is good. At that point, that's not what she wants to hear.
Exactly.
She knows, but by the time the whole thing goes off, she will say, irrespective of everything that happens, God is still good. But this is not what she wants to hear now.
This what you just said right now is what I've kind of had this conversation with so many people where they be like, no, you can't question God. I'm like, really? Is that biblical? Think about what you just said. Job had so much questions for God. As a matter of fact, one of his friends said, you can't say that you are more righteous. You're more righteous, that God is guilty of something. He said, he is. I'm righteous. I know. Job insisted in multiple occasions, even when his friends were. So, and then God came and backed him up.
Like you're talking about Job. What about David? Sometimes David will say, God, where are you? Where are you that my enemies are trying to overwhelm me? Is that not questioning God?
And the thing is, when we talk about God sometimes, and this is the problem I have with a lot of our people, is the idea we have of the God the idea we have of God
we portray.
Is the picture. Exactly. It's like what we want to have, not the reality. Even when the Bible said he is your father, please, though, when you talk to your father, are you not open-minded? Do you not talk? I don't know about anybody else, but me and my dad Me and my dad, my dad would do something, I'll call him out, I'll be like, yo, you know what you did that's not right. He'd be like, are you sure? You think so?
Yeah.
We actually deliberate. It's called relationship.
And like you said, Yes. One
It's not
other
a
thing
master.
that our
It's not a
people
master slave situation where
slave
you have
thing.
no
No,
say.
no, no. And another thing that based off what you just said, is that the kind of Christianity I always tell people. Sometimes when I tell people, they say, "Are you truly a Christian?" Look, the kind of Christianity we practice from our side of the world. Sometimes
Oh
they want
Lord.
you to drop your humanity. Before I became a Christian, I'm a human first of all. I'm a
Right.
human being.
Right.
You understand? I was telling somebody the other time. I say, "Look, that you make me angry, and I show my anger. You're telling me because I'm angry, I'm not Christian enough." The Bible said, "Be angry, but do not sin." In
Right.
my anger, I've not killed you. Because if I want to kill you the way you take anger, then I go kill you. But in
Right.
this my anger, I never kill you. But the Bible said, "Be angry, but don't sin." But Nigerian context, they will say, even when you get angry, you're not Christian enough. That is
Right.
not biblical. So the point I'm trying to make is that they try to make us remove our humanity from our Christianity. No,
Right.
I'm still human, even though I'm a Christian.
Right.
So I still have the right to feel what I have to feel.
Right.
That is the point.
Right.
And
So
there,
that is.
I don't know.
Mhm.
It was it's in Hebrew that he said, he had that because he has lived as human. Or I'm trying.
Oh yes, yes.
I don't
He
like
is.
paraphrasing,
He,
but
no, he
because
said he's not ignorant. Like
he's
he's
not
not
even
ignorant of
exactly
our feelings.
of our feelings, because he too lived in human.
Has gone
So
through it.
right. So when people, like, you're absolutely right. Our own Christianity is like this little bottleneck Christianity where
Oh
he's the master, we are the slave. You question nothing. But that's not the relationship. God, he's not an
no, no, it's
integrator.
not. It's not.
He's not.
It's not.
He's not a master. He literally have said it as, "You are the wife. I'm the husband. You are
Mhm.
children. I'm the father." In
Exactly.
how much more emotional do you get to that than that? And yet we want to
Mhm.
force feed people that you can't question God. When you're going through something, you can come to God. God, I know your own knowing, but why is this happening to me?
I'm telling you,
Why am I in this situation? Why is
my
this
dear.
my cross to carry? Jesus
I
asked
questioned
one
God.
question on the cross, for crying out loud.
When I lost my sisters, I questioned at a point. My husband keeps saying, "It's okay, it's okay, it's okay," because at a point you lose it. If somebody comes to that, I want to pray, you feel like slapping that person. Are you kidding me? Why? What?
So when people keep going like,
It's
"Oh, you can't,"
it's
I'm like,
ridiculous.
no, that's not biblical. There was no way he said in the Bible that you can't question God.
Questioning doesn't mean that you're insulting God.
It's
It
not
doesn't mean that
insult.
you're taking away
And I
His
think
God in you.
there was a post I made recently. I saw it. It was the repost. So the woman was saying that, God's self-esteem is not going to decrease because he asked me a question. He does not have an
Mhm.
emotional complex whereby he's not an African parent where you ask him a question is an insult. That's
Mhm.
not God.
No,
So
no.
let us not stop misplacing these titles where because I asked you a question, I'm insulting you. That's not true. You
That's why
know,
we are not growing spiritually anyway.
no, we rather just
That's
be
why we are not.
flipping Christians.
That's why we are
Anyway,
not growing spiritually because
Jade,
we don't understand.
And
Jade,
it's
let me
also
cut
Yes,
you off.
important
Thank
for
you
us.
so much. Yeah, and
I was
it's
I
just
was also going to say something in line with what you ladies have been saying. It's also important for people that grieve and for everyone to realize that if we can empathize, we're imperfect, we're sinful, we're humans, and we can
Mhm.
empathize with someone else and we can feel their pains and we can understand where they're coming from. God also understands us when we grieve, and He understands what we say.
Mhm.
He
Mhm.
understands our
Mhm.
pain. He does not hold us accountable for what we say at a certain time when we're in pain and when we're
Oh,
grieving.
sure.
Even the Bible talks about wild thoughts. So sometimes
Mhm.
when we're in deep pains, we have wild thoughts,
Of
and
course.
God understands what we're going through and where we're coming from. So we should not be afraid to be honest, because asking questions, saying God why and all of that is us expressing our pains. And He gets it. He understands, He empathizes. He's not looking out to pick up something that we have done that's sinful, we have said that's wrong, because He knows, He understands our pain as deep as we feel them. So I
Of
just wanted to
course.
put that out there too.
Exactly. We are human beings. God knows we are humans. God
Right.
knows we are humans. He
Right.
knows. Before I became a Christian, I was a human being first of all. So my Christianity should not take away my humanity.
Right.
You understand? In as much as I will not do well in doing what I'm a human being
Right.
first of
So
all.
let's
So
continue. Let me quickly finish what
go
he's.
ahead.
Yeah.
Mm.
That is not how I move. If I was in Nigeria right now and I felt moved enough that something is wrong with him, I won't even call. Because how do you call somebody to mourn? I will go to the house. See, Europeans, when they say they love somebody in Europe and America, and the people you look up to, when they say they love somebody and this kind of tragedy happens to that person, outside the person's house right now will be full of people. I am happy maybe my father didn't die during the social media age. Maybe to say Fela died during social media age. Maybe all of you, nobody would have come for his burial or celebrated him the way they buried him. Maybe all of you would just pick one post on social media and go to your house and sleep and feel that that is enough. Take flowers, light candles outside his house. That's how you really show emotions and show that you are feeling somebody.
Are you kidding me? This guy is not making sense.
Go ahead.
He's not making sense. There's something he said at the beginning. I don't know if anybody picked it. He said, if I was in Nigeria and if I feel moved, that tells a lot. So he's invariably telling us he's not moved.
Right.
If I feel moved. So that means, that spells it all. Whatever that happens to Davido, he's not feeling it.
Right.
He's not feeling it. So that's just the thing. If I feel moved.
It is not by force to post anything on social media. And even the Davido, he's somebody that cares about the well-being of children in general. If you go back to my live on Davido's birthday, when Davido gave $500,000 to orphanages in Nigeria, I made a live about it. I came out to congratulate him for taking such a big step for the children of Nigeria. I did a live. And Davido, knowing the kind of evil, selfish, wicked people, all of you that are posting, everybody posting about his child. He knows you people are selfish. Davido knows you people. That's why I did the live about him. And I said in that live, if you go back and watch, that these people will show Davido for this thing. They will deal with him seriously. And since that boy did that gesture, maybe people are not noticing. They are not celebrating him like they are celebrating the rest of his peers. Why? Davido told all of you, come and give me money to clear Rolls Royce. Did he have to lie? Because he knows if he tells them the truth, come and give me money for the poor children of Nigeria, he knew none of them would give him that money. He knows that you won't give him. He had to lie. He used sense for that. Give me money for Rolls Royce. They pack money, give her, and I say tomorrow no day. That boy took the money and gave it. And me, I can't post money picture.
I'm sorry, I know he's trying to make himself out to be, he's trying to be understanding. But I can just sense the bitterness in his soul. Even what he's saying, like I can just sense the bitterness. There's a lot of resentment that he feels towards Davido. A lot. I can just sense it. Yeah.
What does what he's saying have to do with anything?
Exactly. Nothing. What they ask you to address is different from what you are addressing.
Yeah. His so-called damage control is not making him look good.
You can just sense the resentment in his speech, in his spiel, like the things that he's saying. You can just sense that he's very resentful, very hateful of Davido. Honestly. Yeah. Talking about how he donated 500,000. Anyway.
The best way is also extend the way he does, the way he extended himself on his birthday. That don't celebrate me alone. Think about all these children that are not celebrating their life. That was what Davido did on his birthday, in case all of you did not know.
It's not making sense.
So today I posted, I said, okay, fine. Today is a day to also remember, also in his memory, kind of, all these children that are not safe in our country. Because this is a safety issue. Children are not safe in our country. Suddenly, all these idiots came out talking nonsense. Yesterday, I stopped being friends with somebody very close to me. And from today, me and that person can never talk again. They know themselves. This bastard person that have done so many great things for this person I'm telling you about, came to my inbox to tell me, oh, Sean, you're so insensitive. How dare you post it? This person had the audacity to come and tell me about this person that is my friend. If I release song, the person know the poster. If I do show, the person know the poster. No matter what I do in my life, this person would never share it with anybody. This same bastard person had the audacity to come and tell me. You see how people are doing Ojuaye?
Because he doesn't want to hear the truth.
Suddenly
Your
this
friend
person
tells
is
you the truth.
mourning more than the bereaved. Coming to
Can you
fight
imagine?
me on behalf of somebody that they do not even know. Me that you know, you've never celebrated me.
Oh boy.
So if you people have, if you want to mourn, mourn. Where in my post did I say don't mourn Davido's child? It's because you people are wicked. You never want to think about the less privileged people of Nigeria. You never want to think about them. All our children are not safe. All our children are not safe. Maybe if we have fought for in Nigeria, where there are child-proofing laws, that you build a house, you must child-proof it. If there were laws like that, who knows what we'll be saying today? Our children are not safe in our country. But all you idiots always want to find something stupid to come and say to your father. All you idiots must find something to come and say to your father. What the fuck is your problem? There's no wrong timing or right timing to talk about the children of Nigeria. The fact that Davido's child died doesn't mean that we cannot talk about other children that day. There's no law. There's nothing that says anything about that. Say what you want to say. You see, it is this head mentality. It is only pretentious people. It is only pretentious people that will be angry when you don't do what they are doing in the name of good, because that good is not real.
The same thing
So you
he's
see in
displaying
Nigeria,
now.
when you don't go,
The same thing he's displaying now. We are not feeling the way he's feeling, so he's angry. He's calling everybody idiots. This is somebody talking from the two sides of your mouth.
Right,
I'm so sorry.
right,
Yeah,
right,
because whatever he's saying now, he's contradicting himself
right.
because he's angry that people are feeling the way they are feeling because we are not feeling the way he's feeling. So he's angry, calling people idiots. That's why your friend will tell you the truth. So that person is a good friend. He just lost a good friend because he's an idiot who does not listen to this. Your friend came to tell you you're insensitive because this is very, very insensitive to post it at a time like this. Are you kidding? No, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt, but listening to him, they
No, no,
piss
no,
me
no,
off.
no. I know. I'm sorry. I know.
Listening to
to
him, they
church like
piss
them
me
that go
off.
to church every Sunday. When you don't go to church like those bastards that go to church every Sunday and still go around doing bad things during the week, they'll do bad things from Monday to Saturday and go to church on Sunday. They have the audacity to look at you dead in the eye, that do not deceive yourself with them and say you're a bad person for not going to church. Are the same people that are doing this kind of rubbish. You are doing the easiest thing, showing the world I'm good. Show good show. Hey, I'm a good person show. We go to church, look at us. Hey, we are mourning, look at us, I'm mourning. Hey. Then somebody doesn't move with you. Suddenly you all gather. I'm not in the head mentality. You cannot head me into your emotions. You cannot head me into your feelings. Feel what you feel. I'm feeling what I'm feeling. You are feeling what you are feeling.
Just pure deflection from A to Z. Pure deflection, nothing else. It's very sad.
He is.
He's bitter and envious and always courtship controversies as per Fela Pikin, no the fear. Exactly. Yeah, he's definitely riding on his father's coattail. Riding that way, because really without his father, like nobody who knows him. He will be nobody. Like I'm still yet to find his music. I don't know any of his music. I'm sure he's talented, but I'm not here to like knock down his talent or whatever, but I can't name any one of his music. Okay. And yeah, so it's just unfortunate. Yeah, Uni says, I agree with the caller. He's contradicting himself. He is. He's talking out both sides of his mouth. Like one thing, like you are accusing people of doing the exact same thing that you are doing. Make that make sense to me. And then he's mocking people that go to church and like anyway, I don't know. I am emotionally spent. This entire situation of Davido has left me feeling so weak and tired and yeah. But I wanted to quickly bring this one up with you guys. So let me go. Oh my God, 2 hours. Hey, 2 hours on live video. Now,
Oh, you've been here for a while? Oh my God, I just came in.
oh my God. I never want my videos to be this long. Oh my gosh.
You didn't make sure of that this time.
Thank you. You try. Oh my gosh. So anything else to add, members of the panel?
Anyway, nothing else to add. It's just that, for me, my heart goes out for the video
Right.
and Chioma. At this point, whatever people are coming up to say whatever they want to say, they're entitled to their debate. The truth about it is that people need just to learn to, like I said before, to know what to say and when to say it and how to say
Right.
it.
Just read
If
the
if at
room.
if at this age you've not learned, I'm talking about Shehu and the likes of him. If at
Yeah.
this age you've not learned they've not gotten the concept
Right.
of knowing how to say things and when to say things, that means
Yeah.
there's a problem with it.
Right.
There's a problem.
There's something
I'm
is
sorry, it's not like
definitely
dragging us
wrong.
back. It
Yeah.
just brings me back to the story of the one that calls himself a prophet that came out and was saying that he saw it. And I'm like, what nonsense is this one talking about? Okay, you are telling us that you saw, you posted. Okay, fine. They say you have to be done by prayer. Why you a prophet? Why did God reveal it to you? As the last time I checked, when God reveals something, He wants us to do something about it. So you want to meet, you want to become friends, you want to use through prophecy to become friends with Davido. Davido doesn't have time to see you. Saw something that is about to happen. Why don't you just pray about it and keep it moving? And
Right.
now, just few hours after the death of his son, you're coming to say this is it. What are you trying to say? You
Right.
want to put God and Davido at loggerhead?
Right.
People don't know when to say things and how to say things, and it's so unfortunate. That's just what I have to say. It's so
Right.
unfortunate. Goes out for them. I feel so bad for. I
I
feel
know.
terrible. I wish the rumor that is going on that the boy is on life support. I wish it's true. Even though I wish it's true, I'm just praying. But it's so unfortunate that it is what it is at this
I
point.
know. I know.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
It is. Thank you so
Mm.
much for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you. So, Lala, I think she's gone. Okay, so Mirabelle, round
Yes,
up.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Well,
Any more?
I don't.
Any
I
last
feel
thought?
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like as time goes on, there'll be more investigation, and there'll be more just knowledge as to what happened, the timing, and all of that situation. But at the end of the day, I wish no one has to learn the hard way.
Right.
Um, I wish also that this experience, everyone can learn from it. Um, Domestic stuff, whatever we can take out of it, I wish we could take out of it. I really wish no other child has to go down this way. Um, it's it's just sad. It's insensitive. It's highly preventable, and I just wish it does not have to repeat itself again. And
Right.
I pray for the family. I don't know how they're going to get through this, but
I
I
know.
hope they are able to.
I know. I know. So yeah. On that note, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the people that called in. Thank you for those in the comments. I appreciate every single one of you. So before you leave, please, 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 just give this video give this video a like before you leave. Okay, give this video a like, and if you appreciate what happened today, our discussion and everything, please give us a like. So thank you all so much. I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.